I'm often asked if I can compare rad poker to a game that everybody knows. So I said, sure, condiment basketball. So here you can see I get cornered on the elbow by mayonnaise, and I gotta resort back to my rad poker days. What did I do when I got cornered by my opponent? Well, I zigged, and hopefully he zagged. So now I get over on the right side of the court. I'm thinking again, oh man, I'm cornered. Rad poker, what did I do when I had top pair? My opponent bet. I think I went all in with that backdoor flush draw and top pair. I think that's what I did. Boom, I go all in. Means I'm going baseline. Here comes the turn card. It gives me 3 tens. I'm up against a flush draw. Do I hold? 3 of spades on the river. The shot is good.
Learned that on rad poker.
Alright guys, it's time to get serious, because you know there's going to be that crumb bum in the comments like, let's not play basketball, let's just stick to poker, you're a poker vlogger, we don't need any of that stupid basketball stuff. You don't think it happens, but trust me, it happens all the time. So let's get serious. We're at the Lodge, we're playing the 1-3 game, $1,000 max buy-in. It's me, it's Grace, it's Rain Delay, it's that guy, and the game is based around this fella right here, that green looking condom slash turtle thing. He goes by the name of Naked James, and he is fun to play with. And I'm not making that up. I'm not saying he's a fish. I'm saying he's fun to play with. He's not a nit. He puts money in the pot. Those are two things that mean the same thing. And he's just an all-around good guy. Is he a good guy? I don't know. He's good at the poker game. I mean, he was my favorite person that I met there. Other than the staff, of course. The staff was great, except for Mike. Here I have, I don't even know, ace deuce. I have the worst hand, so I should probably bet if I plan on taking this down anytime soon. And were we on the turn? Yeah, we're on the turn. I'm going to fire out a bet here, try to win with the worst hand. Naked James should go away. I mean, he's only got bottom pair. And Big Michi there, he almost has a mandatory fold. He really should have put more money in that pre-flop to make it a little bit harder on us, but in Texas I usually do the wrong thing. Okie dokie, hand number 2, starting under the gun with Big Meech. He's got to fold the, what's that, Big Dinner? 6-9 has a name, isn't it? Is it Big Dinner? Dinner for 2, I think that's what it is, dinner for 2. I think that's disgusting. I would never talk like that. Here I have pocket aces. That's one of the best hands that you can be dealt. It's my favorite hand. So I raise it up a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, a teensy raise, just trying to get a little bit of action. Hopefully I get 3-bet. Grace does not comply. She does not comply with my 3-bet option, and she just calls. That allows James to come in there and make a $75 3-bet with pocket 5s. Things are looking up for Mr. Rude here with the pocket aces facing a 3-bet. Now, with this many people in the pot, it would be, and I know I don't like to talk strategy, but you guys want it, so it would be foolish to just call with this many people in the pot. I gotta put in that 4-bet, and I do. I make it $300 to go, thinking it's a good bet size to get it all in with Naked James if he actually has a real hand. Why I thought he would have a real hand, I don't know. But he does come along to set mine, which, does he have enough to do that? Probably not, but you know what? It's his money, he can do what he wants, and that's what he chose to do. I shoved the flop, again, hoping he actually had a real hand, and was very sad to find out that he actually, you know, did not have a real hand. He just had a pair of 5s. And there's the leaderboard, and look at your boy in second. All right, hand number 3 now, and we see the White Claw Warrior, otherwise known as Chi-Town Cat, making the fold, and then Grace. Okay, so in this hand, a lot of stuff has to happen for me to get involved, and it's not very likely. So Grace has to raise it up with the marginal hand, which she does. And then Dan, when he looks down at Ace-Jack, he's got to find a fold for me to get involved, and he does. And the reason he did that is because Grace always beats him. Now Naked James comes in, decides from the small blind not to put in a 3-bet, and then Meech, who has a mandatory 3-bet in the big blind, does not. And then it gets back over to me. I must have straddled. I can't see why else I would be in this pot. And 2.1 trillion for me to call, so I make the call with suited jack, and we go off to a flop. It's 9 high. Again, a lot of things have to happen for me to be able to see a turn card, and one of them has to be that Naked James, who never checks, has to check top pair, which he does, and then Big Meech, who never checks, has to check an overpair, which he does. Amazing things are happening. Everything is lined up perfectly for me to win a hand. Every hand, actually, in Texas has gone this way. $100 from Naked James, $100 from Meech. It's on me. I'm not folding top pair. Not raising either, obviously, because, you know, that'd be weird. Grace gets out of the way with her nothingness, and we're off 3 ways to a river card, which is the 5 of spades, giving me, I mean, it gives me 2 pair, but you know what I mean. It's just, so Naked James just shoves all in. Now, this may look like an easy call because I said the game was built around Naked James, but Naked James has 5s. Naked James can make flushes. These are things that Naked James can do. Now, I tank for a very long time. I have this sped up like times 16, so it's going to go a little bit faster than normal, but I actually think about this for a long time. I get him talking, and then I say to him, hey, at least I know if I call this, the chips are in play, and he says, you know, that's right, and that seemed like a pretty substantial tell. So I flip over my cards, which is the pair, 2 pair. He says he has a 9, and that pot's gonna go my way. And like I said, I'm not trying to brag because I have no reason to, but everything went my way in Texas. On this next hand, we have a straddle, a double straddle, and it looks like James maybe put in the triple straddle there. It's hard to tell from this view. Might just, but I mean, you can see the buttons on Chi-Town Cat way down here, and then there's chips, 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 and more chips. So I have the 4-3, which not a very good hand. I toss it in the muck, as does just about everybody else in the pot. Chi-Town Cat, the White Claw Warrior, will wake up. We could get moving on with his hand. Gets over to Grace, who folds an ace. I'm not sure if I would have done that, but she did. Tian fold. He gets over to Dan. Dan's got an 8 and a 7. You think Dan's folding 8 and a 7? He understands how hard it is to get an 8 and a 7. So he raises it up, and then Naked James goes all in for like $500. And now Dan has to decide, does he want to gamble with the VIP? And when I say, I don't want like to say VIP and like say like that Naked James is just this terrible player. He's not. He actually knows a lot of the times where he's at in the hand, but he's here to gamble, and you have to give action to people who give action. And I know that I had 4-3, I would have flopped 2 pairs. I know you nits are out there being like, no, you gotta sit there and catch these guys when they're making their big moves. Nah, that's not really what you need to do. You need to give action and to those people that give it, and Dan, you know, shows that that's the case, and he makes a call with 8 high. He even had the best hand. He didn't know it, and Naked James scoops the pot. Here I have the under the gun straddle, the $10 on, and like I said, you got to give action, and Naked James wanted straddles, and Naked James is gonna get them. That's just the way that the cookie crumbles sometimes. Tian, I don't know why I can't say that dude's name. Calls with the ace-5. I don't know if I agree. I probably would have 3-bet, or I mean, I probably would have raised that one, but it's his money. He can do what he wants. Big Meech calls with 9-3. That's certainly questionable. But then I look down. I mean, poker sometimes imitates life, and you can see it here as the ladies continue to flock to me. I make it $60, and then, you know, Naked James has Jack Deuce of clubs. How could he not call? And then Big Meech decides that he can't handle the heat. So go into a flop, and with Naked James, you just kind of got to go with your hand because he can have any 2 cards. So the flop is Ace Jack 6, and that's a bettable flop. It's a bettable flop whether you're playing Naked James or not. But a lot of people will be concerned about the ace, especially when James calls this flop bet. But I'm not, because I'm playing Naked James, and he could be calling me with a 6. He could be calling me with a jack, like he is. He could be calling me with a king queen, which would suck now because he would have made a Broadway straight. But those are just the chances that you got to take. So he's gonna, I think he's gonna look me up one more time here. I bet again, not slowing down, and he actually could make things difficult for me if he raised here, which is not out of the question. He's got a pair and a flush draw. He could really put the pressure on me, but even he knows it's really hard to do that on an ace-high board because your opponent so often has an ace and won't fold. Here, nothing improves on the river. I check, he checks immediately, and my ladies are good, and it's just another good thing happening to Mr. Rude. The run good on the stream was for real. All right, last hand we're gonna go over, and you guys can get on with your day. Mark, who flew in from like Indianapolis to play in this game, it's unfortunate he never got any hands. he didn't get to play a lot, but he had a lot of fun. That's the guy in seat 1. And so I'm going to raise it up with ace 8 of hearts, and the Chi-Town Cat, Grace, that dude in the middle all fold. I'm not even sure why the dude in the middle came out. I'm not even sure he played a pot, although he must have because he got a lot of chips. Tion, again, I'm going to continue to mess his hand up, his name up. Calls with 6 deuce. That must have been a misclick. There's certainly no reason to get involved with 6 deuce, but you've heard it once, you've heard it a million times. It is his money, and he can do as he pleases, and he pleases to call. As does Big Meech. Do I agree with that? I don't. I flop top pair, but Ton makes bottom 2 pair, which is going to make life a little bit tricky for me. So I bet 40 bucks, and he goes into the tank for a little bit before deciding to put out, what does he put out there, like 300 bucks or something? He puts out, what, 220? I can't see what that is. My eyes are small like my wife's. He makes it, hell, I still can't see it. It doesn't make any difference. This is a small edge if I'm ever ahead, which I'm usually not, and when I'm behind, I'm way behind. So I just throw it in the mug. It wasn't even a big deal. I just, whatever, I'm done with this hand. Let's move on. I know I said that was the last hand, and it was gonna be, but then at the last second, I decided I didn't want to end the vlog on a losing hand since I won, as you'll see in a second, like all the money. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that's what happened. I mean, that's just the truth. Here, Tawny makes it a raise to 40 bucks, and then Big Meech calls 40 bucks, and then I have Jack 9, which is not really worth anything, so not feeling like folding. So let's raisey daisy. Let's put some more money in the pot, see if we can't take this down pre-flop, and if not, then we'll see a flop and go from there. Now, Big Meech, not super excited to play this pot against me out of position, throws away the best hand, and that's gonna do it from Texas. If you guys have any questions how to get into a game at the Lodge, let me know, because I have all the information you'll need.